Washington, D.C., where political drama is as common as cherry blossoms. In 2025, the city's feuds have reached a new level of frostiness. Forget policy debates, we're talking about icy standoffs and alliances that shift with the wind. The tension is so thick, you can feel it through your screen. The political climate isn't just polarized, it's frozen in perpetual conflict. So what epic showdowns have turned Capitol Hill into a battleground? We've cut through the noise to bring you the top 5. From budget brawls to party civil wars, these are the conflicts defining the year. Grab a blanket. Things are about to get chilly. First up, the classic showdown. President Biden versus congressional Republicans. It's a rivalry as old as American politics itself, but this year, the stakes feel even higher. The country is watching, nerves frayed, as two visions for America's future collide in the halls of power. The battleground? The federal budget. A massive, complicated document that touches every corner of American life. From defense spending to social programs, every line item is up for debate, and every dollar is a potential flashpoint. Republicans, now holding the House majority, arrived with a mission: slash spending, shrink government, and make a statement to their base. Their proposals weren't just tweaks, they were sweeping cuts, targeting everything from education to environmental protections. They argued that fiscal responsibility was long overdue, warning of ballooning deficits and runaway debt. For them, this was about principle, drawing a line in the sand against what they saw as reckless government expansion. Biden, for his part, drew a hard line. He accused the GOP of playing games with people's livelihoods, holding the economy hostage to force through an agenda that voters hadn't signed up for. He insisted that critical programs like Social Security, Medicare, and veterans benefits were non-negotiable. The word shutdown became Washington's favorite threat, looming over every negotiation, every press conference, every late-night phone call. The possibility of the government grinding to a halt was no longer just a distant worry. It was a real and present danger. Cable news milked the drama for all it was worth. Countdown clocks ticked down the hours, pundits traded barbs, and Americans at home watched anxiously as the deadline approached. The spectacle was irresistible, politics as high-stakes theater. Both sides dug in, each convinced the other would blink first. The atmosphere was tense, with neither party willing to show weakness. Every negotiation felt like a game of chicken, with the nation's well-being hanging in the balance. Behind the scenes, the tension was even more palpable. Lawmakers huddled in closed-door meetings, tempers flared in private, and anonymous leaks painted a picture of shouting matches and frayed alliances. The pressure was relentless, and the stakes couldn't be higher. A shutdown isn't just political theater. Real people pay the price. Federal workers face missed paychecks, families worry about lost services, and national parks close their gates. The ripple effects reach far beyond Washington, touching lives in every state. The GOP bets Biden will cave under pressure from the public and the markets. Biden, meanwhile, is betting that Americans will blame Republicans for the chaos, and that, standing firm, will pay off in the long run. This budget battle doesn't just stall progress, it poisons the well for cooperation on everything else. Trust erodes, grudges deepen, and the hope for bipartisan solutions fades with every bitter exchange. In D.C., sometimes the fight itself matters more than the outcome. The spectacle, the headlines, the political points scored, they become the story, overshadowing the real issues at stake. And this foundational feud, Biden versus the GOP, sets the tone for everything else in Washington. It's a battle that shapes not just the budget, but the very direction of the country, echoing through every debate and every decision yet to come. Next, the undercard fight stealing the spotlight. Vice President Harris versus the House Speaker. What started as a policy clash has become a personal rivalry. Harris champions big White House initiatives. The Speaker shoots them down as partisan overreach. Their exchanges are pointed, subtle digs, public clapbacks, and icy bill signings. Every spat is an audition for their party's future leadership. Harris needs to show she won't be pushed around. The Speaker wants to prove he can stand up to the administration. Their rivalry is a microcosm of the country's political divide. The media dissects every look and word. The duel on the Hill is must-watch drama. Unlike fleeting feuds, this one has staying power. Two ambitious leaders, both building their brands, both shaping the next decade. This isn't just a feud, it's a preview of battles to come. Now, A feud within the Democrats, Senate versus Joe Manchin. In a split Senate, Manchin's vote is everything, and he knows it. Progressives push bold climate and spending bills. Manchin slams the brakes, citing fiscal responsibility. To West Virginians, he's a hero. To Democrats, he's the ultimate spoiler. Closed-door meetings turn desperate, but Manchin rarely budges. Frustration spills into public jabs and TV interviews, sometimes on Fox News, just to twist the knife. Democrats can't alienate him, but can't advance their agenda without him. Major bills get gutted or stalled, all thanks to one man's leverage. For progressives, he's the symbol of a broken system. As long as the Senate is this close, what will Joe do, remains the question. He's the wild card in Washington's deck. Over to the GOP, where the real civil war rages. Trump loyalists versus the old guard. This isn't just a political rivalry, it's a battle for the very identity of the Republican Party. The tension is palpable, echoing through the halls of Congress and across the country, as two visions for the future of conservatism collide. On one side, you have the traditionalists, the so-called old guard, who have shaped the party for decades. On the other, a new wave of Trump loyalists, determined to remake the GOP in the image of their leader. Trump's influence is everywhere. Loyalists measure every move by his approval. From local races to national headlines, his endorsement can make or break a candidate overnight. For many, aligning with Trump isn't just a strategy, it's a necessity for political survival. His rallies draw massive crowds, and his social media posts set the tone for the party's daily agenda. The old guard wants to broaden the party, but can't win without the MAGA base. They're caught in a delicate balancing act, trying to appeal to traditional conservatives, suburban voters, and independents, while not alienating the energized Trump faction. Many veteran Republicans worry that the party's future depends on finding common ground, but compromise seems increasingly out of reach. Public spats are constant, insults on podcasts, leaks to reporters, and brutal primary battles. The infighting spills out onto cable news and social media, where every disagreement is amplified. Behind closed doors, party strategists scramble to contain the damage, but the divisions only deepen as each side digs in. Trump stirs the pot from afar, making or breaking careers with a single post. His endorsements are coveted, but his criticism can be devastating. Even out of office, he remains the party's most powerful figure, shaping the narrative and keeping rivals on edge. The party is split. One side clings to tradition, the other to disruption and loyalty to Trump. The divide isn't just ideological, it's generational, cultural, and deeply personal. Some see Trump as the future, others as a threat to everything the party once stood for. Policy debates are overshadowed by loyalty tests. Candidates are asked not just about their positions, but about their allegiance to Trump. The question isn't just what do you believe, but who do you stand with? The result? Two Republican parties under one roof, openly contemptuous of each other. The tension is visible at conventions, in committee meetings, and even on the campaign trail, where candidates sometimes refuse to appear together. This feud isn't just about policy, it's about the soul of conservatism. Is the party defined by its principles, or by its loyalty to a single figure? The answer will shape not just the GOP, but the direction of American politics for years to come. The outcome will define the right for a generation. Young conservatives are watching closely, deciding which path to follow. The stakes are generational, and the consequences will echo far beyond the next election. For now, the GOP is more focused on fighting itself than the opposition. The internal struggle overshadows policy, strategy, and even the party's ability to challenge Democrats effectively. The stakes couldn't be higher. As the next election approaches, the question remains, can the GOP find unity, or will this civil war define its future? Back to the Democrats, progressives versus moderates. This is the defining struggle within the party, a battle not just of personalities, but of visions for America's future. The tension is palpable, and it's reshaping the party from the inside out. Progressives like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, and their allies are demanding sweeping structural change. They champion policies like Medicare for all, the Green New Deal, and tuition-free college, arguing that only bold action can address the crises facing the country: rising inequality, climate catastrophe, and a broken healthcare system. Their rallies are filled with passionate supporters, energized by the promise of a new, more just America. On the other side, moderates, often representing swing districts or more conservative regions, urge caution. They believe in incremental progress, warning that moving too far, too fast could alienate the very voters needed to win elections. For them, pragmatism is key. Compromise, coalition building, and step-by-step reform. The feud is everywhere: committee rooms, cable news panels, and especially on social media, where every policy debate becomes a flashpoint. The arguments are fierce, and the stakes feel higher than ever. Healthcare, climate change, student debt, and even the very definition of what it means to be a Democrat are all up for grabs. Policy battles rage on the streets and in the halls of Congress. Protesters demand action on student debt, climate, and healthcare, while lawmakers struggle to find common ground. Each side accuses the other of missing the moment or risking everything. Progressives often deride moderates as corporate Democrats, accusing them of being too cozy with big donors and special interests, and of watering down the party's ideals for political convenience. Moderates, in turn, fire back. They call progressives naive and electorally toxic, arguing that uncompromising stances could cost the party crucial races and hand power to Republicans. Party leadership, from Nancy Pelosi to Hakeem Jeffries, scrambles to keep the coalition together, but unity is elusive. The infighting has real consequences. Major bills stall, messaging fractures, and the party's agenda is thrown into chaos. Meanwhile, Republicans watch closely, ready to exploit every division. They seize on Democratic disarray, using it to energize their own base and sway independents. At its core, this is a fight for the soul and identity of the Democratic Party. Should it remain a big tent, welcoming a wide range of views to build broad coalitions? Or should it embrace a bold, uncompromising vision for transformative change, even if it risks alienating some voters? Some argue that the path to victory lies in appealing to the center, winning over independents and moderate Republicans in key districts, and focusing on issues that unite rather than divide. Others believe the only way forward is to inspire a movement, to offer a vision so compelling that it brings new voters into the fold and fundamentally reshapes the country. The stakes are existential, and the outcome will determine not just the party's future, but the direction of American politics itself. The infighting is more than just political theater. It's tearing at the very fabric of the party, threatening its ability to govern and to present a united front against its opponents. In 2025, this family feud is not just a sideshow. It's the main event, shaping the future of the American left and the policies that will define a generation. The battle lines are drawn, the stakes are high, and neither side is backing down. The next chapter of the Democratic Party, and perhaps the nation, hangs in the balance. So, there you have it. Washington's feuds, colder than ever. These aren't just headlines, they're shaping the future of American politics. The outcomes will echo for years, defining parties, policies, and the country itself. The ground is shifting and these conflicts are the tectonic plates. Which feud will matter most? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more political breakdowns. We'll keep making sense of the madness. Thanks for watching.